Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about functions. Functions are nothing but the block of code tied up together which can be reusable during the program or which can be recallable during the program. So let's start with syntax. So to define a function we use a keyword def and then we have a name of a function. So it can be anything. It can be anything and then we have a bracket and then columns, and here we just write the body of the function. For now I'll be just writing pass, so this function will be doing nothing. It's just an example of empty function. If I don't write pass keyword, it will give us an error. Let's try running it. So nothing came in because it is doing nothing. Pass, if you remember from the last video, pass means do nothing. So moving forward, why we actually need a function? So for example, we are printing hello world number of time in a program. Like 4 times we are printing hello world in a program, but a client came to me and said, I don't want exclamation sign in there, but I want a dot. So I have to go and change everywhere I printed hello world. So this is a repetitive task, and the chances of error are more because we're using the same code number of time in our program. So the easiest thing would be I write a function which prints hello world. I'm deleting this. I'm using the same function that I declared before. I'm printing this. Now if I want to print a hello world anywhere in the program, I will be just calling my function like this. So let's run it and see. So I can see 4 prints. Now if I have to change something in like in all of them, I'll be changing in a function. So for example, I want to change explanation to dot. I'll be just changing at one place and it will reflect in all the places. So this is why functions are very important in programming. So moving forward, we have different type of functions. So the first one is no args and no return. So let's take example of this one. I'm creating a function def and naming it as fun, and in this I have variable 1 and I'll be having an input from a user. Please enter first number, and same way I will be having variable 2. Second, I'll change the name to where2. So what I want to do is I want to take a input from a user and have a sum. So I'll be doing sum equals where1 plus where2 and print this is the example of no arguments, no return. So in this program, you can see the function is not taking any arguments and not returning anything. Let's check it out. Sorry, I have to call a function as well. So I'm calling a fun. It is asking for the number 1. We'll be entering number 4 and 5. The sum is 9. So this is the way we can have our first type of function where we require no arguments and we are returning nothing. So now let's go to the second one where we have with arguments and no return. So now what we will do is, arguments are nothing but parameters that we pass here while calling a program. So I am just giving two numbers here. So these are our arguments here, argument 2, argument 1 and argument 2. So we can do the similar thing. Now if I call an empty function, it will give us an error because it is expecting some arguments, missing two required position arguments. So now I will be passing my values which I want to sum here. So this is printing 17 because we passed two argument 8 and 9. So another example or another type of function is function 3 with again no arguments but the return type. Now let's take an example again for this one. We are having two inputs again from a user on the runtime, and now instead of printing we will write return. So let's remove these arguments as well and call the same function. So let's see the output. Return sum. So this is the way it is returning. But normally what we does is we have to use a print statement to return the function. So this way it will return a value to the function. But instead of print we are using the return function here. So now the fourth type of functions are with arguments and return type. So I am commenting this again, taking the same example, but I will pass my arguments here. Now let's see, we want 5 and 4, oh sorry, 4 and 4. So this is giving us answer 8. So the main difference between printing and return is sometimes you don't need to print all the outputs, you just take an output and feed into another one. So we use return in that case. But if you want to print a result, you can use simple print without return. So this was the topic for functions. Please stay tuned. I will be discussing more. In future, I will be discussing how to create modules, how to create packages for Python. So please stay tuned. Thank you for watching this video.